Worlds taught me one thing this year. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will do anything. Or rather, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will say anything, actually. So make sure you guys smash it and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. The whole point that made me want to sit down and film this is people are calling for... I kid you not here, alright? They're calling for the immediate destruction, the immediate ban, the immediate removal of Dragon Link from the game. Now, disclaimer here. I think this is crazy, stupid, and I love seeing these opinions on the internet. Actually, if anything, Dragon Link should have been scrapped a very long time ago. So, I want to talk about some of the opinions and some of the thoughts that are going into this as well, because most people need to understand that Worlds is a make-believe format, as we're going to call it. The reason why it's make-believe is cards produced after a certain date aren't involved. They have to give people enough time to be able to get these cards. And in addition to all of this, it's a combined ban list. So it's everything that's hit on the TCG plus the OCG merged with the OCG ban list. All right, so you've got cards like something's banned in the OCG, something that's, legal in the TCG, it's not, allowed. Same thing with Max E. Even though it's at 3 in the OCG, it's banned in the TCG, which amputates it off of being playable. So, people, disclaimer, I understand that the OCG at this event weren't prepared for Dragon Link. Actually, most of their Dragon Link hasn't really existed because, the buy steals got amputated. It shows up in a completely different form over there. They also have Chaos Ruler, so their entire combo lines are much different. But Dragon Link has been the TCG's baby for so long. This community has babied this deck. They have cradled it. We have evolved with it. Now, that doesn't answer the question of why people weren't prepared for it. Well, it does answer the question of why people weren't prepared for it. But the other people in the TCG were looking at other matchups from the weekend, and a lot of the discussion kind of came down to, other people weren't prepared for it even from the TCG. So that begs the question, Dragon Link has been relevant for so long here. Why would people not be prepared for it at this stage in time? Because, look at the end boards that it ends on. It ends on the Spheres, ends on the Borreload Savage, and then it ends on quite possibly a combination of Borrelend with Dissipator. You've got a lot of different lines of play that you've been doing. And I also want to throw out here, in the TCG as of late, when we did our last little discussion, a few comments were coming up going, Robbie, you don't understand. Dragon Link is always a tier 1 deck. Full disclaimer here on that. For Dragon Link, it is always a consistent thing that you need to be aware of. All right, that's the biggest thing there, right? If you're not prepared to face off against Dragon Link at any point in time and you lose to it, you weren't prepared. All right. Now, to say that the deck is a consistent tier 1 competitor, that I disagree with. Dragon Link has its times where it comes into the format, it's very good. Has other times, as flavor of the week, that it's literal awful. All right, it's terrible some weeks. All right, we had, 2 ban lists ago where Dragon Link just didn't exist. It was just rode off into the sunset. It said, bye, have a beautiful time. It was gone. There was nothing there of it. And 3 weeks later in said format, guess what? It came out of nowhere. It took people time to cook with the deck and do good. Now, after that, that kind of disappeared a little bit, and then it came back. To say that it's a consistent tier 1, no, I always kind of put Dragon Link at low 1.75, because it's not a tier 2 deck, but it's not tier upper 1, because that's where you're sitting with Cash Tier M Purely at the moment. Purely kind of going so much further ahead. To compare Purely to Dragon Link is a little bit crazy, because, Nor's a pain in the butt. Oh, so is Borrelend, though, right? Right. Borrelend and the Big Cat, they are the same, they serve different purposes, They both say the number 5 on them, right? One says a link 5, one needs 5 materials. So, looking at the World's results, looking at, well, maybe players should have been a little bit more prepared for this. It's the World Championship, but it's the same thing to the audience here that's going, well, maybe we can finally get rid of Dragon. I mean, to be fair, these are the same people that are like, Eradicator showed up on stream, we can ban it now, we can get rid of it. I guarantee you there were a lot of interactions that the TCG have had recently that if, people could get rid of them, they would be the happiest that they could ever be. But to say that the king of the make-believe format needs to actually go, I don't agree with that. I don't see an immediate reason to ban Dragon Link. And I also gotta beg the question of, what do you go after in Dragon Link? I guess to be fair, you just ban Striker Dragon. They no longer can search the boot sector launch. Like Rocket Tracer was like really, really cool, but you're gonna have to rely on quick launch. And sure, a special summon from the deck is good, but the boot sector launch to get the special summon unload out of the hand, slash the additional effects of it as well, are the things that do make it good. Striker Dragon is the culprit of what makes that deck what it is. That's all there is to it. If you want to take care of the deck, you get rid of Striker Dragon. But I don't think that right now that's on Konami's agenda. So to everybody that's like, ban it, get rid of it, stop it. Get some help. Alright? There are way more problems in the game right now. And you're looking at Dragon Link because it won Worlds, and now you want to take care of it. Where were you all when it mattered? Where was everybody when the deck actually kind of felt like a genuine problem? When it was, the annoyance, in the meta. Oh, wait, you were all complaining about the other irrelevant deck in the room at X time. I don't get it. A deck performs well at one event. Even, we could have a traditional tournament tomorrow, and people would complain about Exodia. And the best part about that is Exodia is not even one of the craziest decks in Unlimited format. Alright? And keep in mind, Unlimited format is 3 of everything. No ban list, no nada, no nothing. Alright? And people think, Exodia is... I've ran the tournament. I've seen the numbers. Walking, talking Macrocosmo Man, pretty broken. And, Tier Elements doing its thing. Also, to be fair, the Ib Chalice combo deck is really good. But once again, people will objectively not even analyze things, and they'll just point things out and complain about them. So, by association, now, Dragon Link is now the best deck in the TCG. Purely and Kashtira don't exist. They're irrelevant decks, according to some people right now. And we are just going to see Dragon Link dominate everything. Sorry, that's just how it works to some people in this game. I shit you not. That's the mentality. We post all these tournament results, all this data too, and people will still swear to me that the decks that we are presenting in Top Cut that are doing well, they'll swear that they're not relevant decks. I saw a person a couple weeks ago, and I still think that they were trolling. They were calling Kashtira not a tier 1 deck, and we're like, do you know how many tops this deck has? Well, I beat it in my locals every week. It's not a good deck. When you have that mentality of, I beat it every week, so I'm better than you, it's crazy. It amazes me that mentality gets people through the end of the day. But to wrap this up, Dragon Link is not going to get hit because of Worlds. All right. You have a better chance at wanting Eradicator taken care of because of the previous things that it's done, not because it succeeded in a make-believe format. All right, that's not how that works. Maybe at this point that just means we'll get more Dragon Link support, and now we can actually have a reason to complain about the deck, not because it won some 30-man local. Yeah, that's right. Somebody call Worlds a 30-man local. Yup, that's what we're getting at here. So at the end of the day, that's what I got for you. If you really want this deck gone, you go after Striker Dragon. Anything else beyond that, it's generic dragons deck, right? Like, that's all you need. Just go after the dragon support. Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Maybe Konami should just stop printing dragon cards. Right. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.